Pragg, gold medal for you, gold medal for Team India. That is, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling very happy. Yeah, as you saw, everything we're just celebrating, and yeah, I don't think I will have any sleep anytime soon. I have flight to catch also, so yeah, we're just enjoying the moment.
And I want to go through some of the games that you played.
Okay.
And I think they were very interesting moments. For example, your first round game with Mohammad Tisir, where you played rook f1 to f3, then switched your g3 rook to h3, f3 rook to g3. Did you like that entire sequence?
Yeah, it was a good first game. I mean, good way to start the event. Like, yeah, we're always not sure how the first game will go, because that's like one of the trickiest game. Because yeah, you don't know in what form you're coming into the event. So yeah, I like my first game. It went smooth.
Yeah, that was very nice. Also, when he took e takes f5, you were very sharp. Knight d5. I think you found all the best moves.
Yeah, that was a good game.
And then we go to the second game. You played with Banush Tamas. And I thought that game you made certain decisions which were very high level, and maybe I wanted to understand from you. Like, for example, when you played bishop f4, you played bishop e7 to d6. You had already developed your bishop. Can you explain that decision?
Yeah, I want to go e5, like to get this king's in structures, because generally computer prefers like white, because they get e4, d4, c4, and in this case black because e5. We get this center, and I thought it's a good way to play for a win. I could have played normally also, but then I didn't want him to get d4, e5 easily, so I calculated this bishop d6 looked okay, that I'm getting that I'm not losing anything by force, that it's not getting anything concrete, so I was happy with that.
And then you played e6, e5, losing a tempo, which was your idea. How easy or difficult was it for you to assess this exchange with bishop g4 and taking on f3?
Yeah, it took me some time to assess that, because yeah, my initial reaction was to somehow keep the bishop like try to get ideal setup would be like queen on e7, bishop on e6, knight on d7, and I control everything, but I was not getting it on time. He was getting either knight h4, knight f5, or c3 break, or knight h4, f4 break. So I had to go for this bishop g4, bishop f3, and I realized that it is actually black who's the one who's better, like, and yeah, I was just comfortable after that.
Yeah, you were actually getting a huge advantage, but then suddenly I think in time pressure everything went haywire, right? You pushed c4, and then suddenly I think the advantage started to wither away a bit.
Yeah, there was some complicated, I mean, there was no obvious wins, but there were like few complicated wins, which, I mean, I still had time. I could have maybe calculated few. I read a bit there, and then yeah, things were tricky, but yeah, I kept playing, and it was never like a forced draw for him. So he still had to defend in tough position. But then I managed to find some good moves like knight d8, and
yes. Knight d8 was the only move.
Yeah, and then then this rook knight was winning.
Brilliant. And then the third round you played Alexis Arana, and when he moved his knight to c5, we were pretty sure. I mean, I made even a bet with Harshit in commentary that you will take on f6 and go knight b5. You thought also, and I'm sure you calculated it. Can you take us through your calculations there, that why you didn't go for it?
Yeah, that was my first initial intention, because yeah, it is very tempting. Yeah, my hand just didn't want to go f3. Like I was.
Yes, exactly. F3 is like.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, like when my. I mean, Ramesh sir gives these examples, like when you want to play such moves, if your right hand wants to play, your left hand should come and stop it. And yeah, I was feeling like that. I spent like 20 minutes or something more than that, because I wanted to make bishop f6 work, but I couldn't find like a clear way, and things were not clear. Like bishop f6, knight b5 takes, queen b8, knight d6, king f8. Here queen f4 is important, which I saw. No. confusing.
I think E5.
No, E5,
no?
bishop e7, queen f4.
Right.
Yeah, this I saw. And then here I saw f5 is the only move. And somewhere here, like, I was not sure. Like, I saw g4, which is the best move. And here I saw that black can go rook a4, and then I have to go b4. Or black can also start with g5, and there's also rook a4 before g5. And things were getting very complicated, and I wasn't sure if I was going on a right track in this position. I've just sacrificed a piece, and it's not obvious that I'm mating him soon. And my king is also getting weak. So yeah, it wasn't obvious at all. And according to stronger computer, this is all zeros. Like g4, g5, and some long lines. This is still fine for black, but this is the best try at.
But in a practical game, maybe you think white has good chances?
Yeah, but for that we have to first of all get to this position in our calculation, and then to assess that we are the one who's pushing in this position is not at all easy. And given that this is also a team event, I don't think it's practical to take this.
Got it. Next round you played Abbasov, and it felt like you were better when he took this very sort of not a great decision of knight d2, and then you got like knight e5 d and a good structure, and I thought you will press now, but it so happened it went the other way. He started to press a bit. No?
Yeah, I was never worried that I was like on the worst side of.
But like this attack started to look a little bit threatening or not?
Yeah, I don't know. I had my queen on f8, so I thought somehow it should be fine. Yeah, at one point instead of rook a8, I should have gone a5. But this is like, unlike me, I just wanted to make a move. Like, I thought, okay, both are same. Let me just bring the rook and then think. But it was not a good decision. And then I should have started with a5, and rook on 8 is much better. Later I had to defend bit accurately, and then which I managed. So
yes, and then he took a draw there. We came against Leko with this move knight a3. Was that prep? Was that some new idea?
Yeah, it was a prep. I think Gukesh has also gone knight a3 in these lines, and against Magnus in Norway. It was like bit different, but yeah, this knight a3 is a common idea in these positions. But they don't usually do with the bishop on c5, and I just wanted to try it. I got in interesting positions, but I didn't continue it well. And then I got worse according to computer, but I was, again, I don't know, maybe I was just a bit overconfident or something. I was never feeling that I was the one who was struggling. I just wanted to. I was still playing for a win, and then I managed to find some maneuver.
Knight e1 c2, this one.
Yeah, knight e1 c2, and then I got my rooks back. But I forgot at the end that he can just sit with f6. I thought I can break some of it. I just missed that. It's like, nah, I can do nothing.
Were you worried at some point he could take on h3? Because I thought king h2 when you played, he could take on h3, and then you have to take king h3 and then.
Yes. Yeah, king h2 I spent some time because knight h3 was very tricky. Knight h3 I was planning knight e5.
Yes.
And then there was some crazy lines. I could even take knight f2, and I had like few options here. I could trade the queens and play just try to make a draw, or I can go for knight d7, and things were not or a rook f1 was also an option. There were some complicated lines. He actually missed knight f2. He wanted knight e5 d5, and here he was calculating gh3, but I thought king h3 and I'm fine. And I think computer also says that's okay for white. So knight h3 would have been fun. Then what happened in the game? Yeah,
because once you moved your knight, it became kind of blocked, and also in the end all pawns were there on the board. 45 moves. I think first time maybe in your career.
Yeah, at some point I really wanted to somehow break something, like push c4 and like do something. But I saw the team situation. I thought it's just total unnecessary. And you never know. Maybe with c4 I would have won or I would have lost. So maybe I could have taken the chance, but yeah, I thought maybe in a team event it's better not to.
Right. And then with Yu Yangi, we all were quite worried with your opening position. When he could play like Rook C1, you repeated Queen D6, Rook D1, Queen C7. Maybe he could have gone Bishop C3, and your position is a little bit shaky, right? Out of the opening, or not?
No, not really.
You didn't feel it?
I had everything in my prep.
This is all prep, huh?
Yeah, I knew Queen D6, and yeah, there are like, white can try in many ways, like, but black is fine. I mean, sometimes you get into these pawn down positions, but you
Yes, it's very typical of even some Catalan or
yeah, there is this line. Yeah, so I was surprised that he just took a draw there.
Yes. Yeah, but it's China's sort of strategy. Yeah, take draws and one board will press. But India used it against them. Did you really like this endgame that Gukesh played with Wei in that match?
Yeah, it was very nice. Like, I was very impressed. Like, at one point, there was this one decision which I was very curious to ask him, which I did later in the team meeting. At some point, he had this opportunity, after he got the winning position, he had this opportunity, like, he had two options basically, knight g4 and knight f3. And while looking at the game, I saw that computer was showing knight f3 is drawn, knight g4 is winning. But for me, knight f3 was much more logical and natural, because you get this knight on g5 and d5, and it looks like it covers all the squares, but knight on h6 actually covers a lot of squares. And he had like maybe 1 minute, and I was I thought it's a very tricky decision. I don't know if he will find it or not. And then he played knight g4, and then later during the dinner we were like, I was still curious what happens after knight f3, and I went to the dinner immediately and I asked the team, and they were also figuring out, and it took us some time, and then we found the defense the defense was that after knight g5,
yes. I think rook a4 and rook d4 and rook d6, and there's no knight f5 check.
Yes, and yeah, this was not obvious, and we found it in a minute, and then later we asked, and he had actually seen it, so
beautiful.
It was very, very impressive.
Amazing. And then you also had Tabai. Something went completely wrong in the opening, that you landed in a tough position.
Yes. He doesn't play this bishop e7 main line. Usually, okay, first of all I need to say, sorry, I might be yawning in this video.
Yes. Because it's already 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It's completely fine.
Yeah.
I yawn all the time in my commentary.
I'm controlling my...
No, you can yawn. Don't worry.
We'll edit it.
No, we won't edit it. If you're okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, coming back to the game. Yeah, he doesn't play this bishop e7 main line. He usually plays bishop b4 check or some lines in dc4. And I was surprised with bishop e7 like main line. He decided to play solidly, and then he played I didn't look at it before the game, and he played one of the lines which I wasn't familiar with. I did have a game against Fabi from World Cup, but I couldn't remember all the details, and then I landed in some worse position, and I had to find some accurate ways.
And then you defended very well.
Yeah.
It was a very good draw.
Yeah, compared to Sinkyville here, I had to defend a lot of positions.
Yeah, especially with Sindarov. Did his b5 move surprise you when you went knight b8?
Okay, sorry, I blanked there for a moment.
Yes. The French defense game.
Yes. To be honest, I had all that in prep. I just forgot.
b5 also?
I knew that bishop a3, bishop... I knew till like rook c3, like I need to put the rook on c3, but then I forgot.
But it's such a difficult position, right? Because he's just expanding with g4, h4, g5, knight h2, knight g4.
No, if you know it concretely, it's fine.
There is a concrete way for black, because when we were commentating, we were like, oh my god, there's no concrete way, why it is just building?
Yeah, there is a concrete way which was mentioned in the file, but I haven't looked at the file that morning, but there is also many things he plays, so I didn't think that...
I think the concrete way is queen d8 bg5, right?
Yeah, that's one of the ways.
Yeah. He could stop it, I thought, somehow.
Yeah, he got his knight to g4 already, so. Yeah, I mean, if I knew it, then okay, it would have been much easier, but it's not obvious during the game that this queen did bishop g5.
And against Wesley, something went wrong, or his idea of knight f1, knight h2 was quite good, right?
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong. Somehow it's like very unlike me that I collapse from like good position.
Yes.
I lost in like very few moves. Which was very surprising. I don't know. Maybe there was just lapse of concentration, and I don't think it was because of pressure or anything. Maybe it was the other way. I wasn't feeling any pressure. I should have probably felt some pressure to make myself more concentrated, and maybe that's the reason. I don't know. I still have to think what went wrong.
Got it. And with Anton Demchenko today, I think good end.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can say that I probably got gifted because I was much better out of the opening. Then I misplayed very badly, and then I miscalculated something, and I ended up in this dead run position. But I remember some Magnus endgames and just played g4 very confidently, and then my pawn somehow queened at the end.
Well, amazing. Yeah, that was a good win for India, 3.5. And I think with that, your tournament also, many people felt like it was not up to your mark, that the level at which you play.
Yeah, that's true.
But in a way, I think it all turned out well for the team. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah, as I said in the interviews, we are here to win the Olympiad, and I think that's all matters for now. But about my game, I will definitely think about it and see where it went wrong. For the last 2 months, I haven't been playing up to my best. I have to look what is going on.
And when such a phase happens, do you feel like there is a scope for you to improve further? Do you take it in a positive way?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, you feel bad. I've had these periods in the past where I've been stuck at the same rating for a long time, like in 2500s, 2600s. So, there's always at a time I break through and it goes good. So I just have to keep working hard and give my best. I think the main thing in the last 2 months is I haven't been playing up to my best or even close to that, which is what is bothering me. Compared to, I don't know, earlier, for example in Vik or Pragg, I felt like I was giving my best and my game qualities were good, but here I was also missing some stuff. So
okay, Pragg, where do we see you next? GCL?
Yeah, GCL.
And how was it that Vaishali was playing just right there, and were you watching her games during the round? How was it like?
By now we are just so used to playing together in tournaments, and it's not normal for both of us by now, and we look at each other games during the games.
Last year you both had bronze, this year both win gold.
Podium.
And it's also a record now. First time a brother sister winning gold. So
I was just joking. That's why we decided not to win any individual medals.
both of you don't. If not, no, never won. Yeah, both have to do it or none.
Yeah, I know. I was just joking.
True.
But actually, second time. I mean, they're moving towards hat-trick and Olympiad. It's never an easy tournament.
Awesome. Pragg, thank you for your time, and we'll let you pack your bags.
One last question.
Yes.
And Pragg, how do you feel about your mom being quite a celebrity here. Like I was looking at everyone going to her, taking selfies, taking autographs. So it's not just you and Vaishali. Your mom is also a amazing celebrity. Like really an inspiring mom.
No, it's not me or my sister. It's always my mother. I mean, whenever we go to airports, it's they recognize us because of my mother.
Really?
Yes,
How?
most of the times.
Oh.
Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
I can't believe it.
That is
You can ask my
amazing.
sister or my mother. Like that's the truth. Like
No, it's possible.
no, because
She's very much loved.
like she wears the sari and it's
Hmm.
like it's much more easy to recognize her than like me. Yeah, like because yeah, saris are not common like in airports and
Yeah.
Ah, you mean outside India?
yeah.
Got it.
Oh. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's
But
a-
even
that's
in
a-
India, like Delhi or Mumbai,
That's a revelation to me. That's a new thing I got to know. But wonderful. That's fantastic, Pragg. Thank you for this time.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
pack your bags and you have to go back home now.
yes, I have to run.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We'll keep asking questions.
See you.